I love the cast. I'm curious how you got them, especially like Mena as you know, a boy who has a wish, but a very different wish than he did in Aladdin, right? So how did you get them?
Exactly.
Love that.
Well, it was really exciting to, to get to work with the Disney prince.
Hey everyone, it's David Stark from Watcher Pass. Today I'm talking to Jenn Wexler and Sean Redlitz about The Sacrifice Game, which is coming to Shudder on December 8th, 2023. I'm going to talk to them right now, and while you're watching, if you can like and subscribe to this channel, that would be fantastic. It helps me out a lot. Thank you. So, thanks so much for joining me. Today I've got Jenn Wexler and Sean Redlitz of The Sacrifice Game, which is coming to Shudder on December 8th, 2023. It is a holiday horror movie that has a little bit more horror than holiday spirit, but it does have both, so you can watch it as you gather for a nice family dinner, just not this type of family dinner, hopefully. It is interesting. It is kind of has a fun theme and a really good cast. I'm excited to talk to you. Thanks so much for joining me.
Thanks for having us.
Of course. So, first question: you both co-wrote this. How did you come up with this story? Was it a particularly traumatic Christmas for you, or?
um, well, we both always loved Christmas horror. It's a great genre of horror movie. And I think, like, in thinking about the Christmas element, it's always fun when you can take, like, childhood, like, imagery that should be sweet and you turn it to be something really dark. So, you have movies like It and The Babadook. Like, people love that kind of thing. And Christmas is the ultimate holiday for that. We have so many sweet, uh, loving memories around Christmas. So why not make them really fucked up?
Perfect. And was there any reason that it was set in 1971? That seemed like such a specific time. Does that have any special place, or does it just mean that you could like get rid of some modern conveniences and have it be, a real kind of isolationist type film?
A little bit of both. As we were developing the film, we were thinking about what are some of our inspirations. Black Christmas is a great '70s Christmas horror movie. There's a little bit of Rosemary's Baby in there. There's some Suspiria. So we kept coming back to these '70s movies, and we thought that could fit well. But then also thematically, subject-wise, kind of where women's liberation was, where America was with the war in Vietnam. These, it's not about those things, but the themes just seem to really resonate with the story that we were set out to tell. And then there's just something fun about making a period horror movie. It does save you the trouble of getting around the cell phones, but it also gives you a chance to like revisit another era in a really cool and fun way.
Yeah, exactly. And I thought it was really interesting that this movie is coming out now, and there's another kind of related non-horror film called The Holdovers that's coming out as well. And I'm like, was this planned? Is this just serendipitous? Because it has a similar setting, at least not similar themes, but at least a similar feel to it. And they're both like 1970s movies. So I assume this is just like random, the universe being random and giving us two similar but very different things at the same time.
We were just feeling the same universal vibrations as Alexander Payne. I don't know.
A good person to model and to kind of try to mind meld with, for sure.
Exactly. It is fun to see, like, okay, if you have the same setup, which is, students being forced to stay at their school over Christmas, what do different filmmakers and different screenwriters do with that? And obviously our movie goes in a very different direction than The Holdovers.
But there's some fun echoes and resonances. I think if you watch them back to back, they'd make a fun double feature. You can see certain, like, when does the character learn that they're going to get stuck there, and how does that play out? How do they adjust? And both of them in some ways are about finding family where you don't expect it. So I think we couldn't be more thrilled that they're coming out together right around the same time.
Yeah, perfect. Great answers. So one of the key places or one of the key pieces of this film is the location. Where did you find this school? I assume it was a few different places that you stitched together, or did you just find like an old school that you could then use to make this this horror movie?
So it's actually all one location, and it's called Oka Abbey, and it's an old abbey that's right outside Montreal. And my producers brought me there on a location scout, and I just totally fell in love. And it was really exciting because it was one location, but within that location, there are so many locations. Like, there's so many rooms and so many different kinds of aesthetic vibes in each room that as a filmmaker, I was excited to get to play with those different spaces. And also, sometimes we return to a space we've been to before, and it was fun to work with our art team and our grip and electric in how do you take this space that we've been to, but now the story has changed, and so the lighting has changed, or the set dressing is different.
But you're right. Normally, you write a movie like this, you hope you find a basement here, you find a dining room there, you find a classroom there. Having it all in one place and having so much character in that building, it feels timeless. It feels like a place where strange things have happened and could continue to happen. So we really lucked out.
Yeah, for sure. And especially for like an indie filmmaking crew, having one location is much better than trying to find and prep a bunch of different places. So that's really lucky for you.
Yeah.
I love the cast. I'm curious how you got them, especially like Mena as a boy who has a wish, but a very different wish than he did in Aladdin, right? So how did you get
Exactly.
Love that.
Well, it was really exciting to get to work with the Disney prince.
and kind of ruffle that prince a little bit, right? Like,
ruffle it up a little bit. No, but I was introduced to Mena, and he read the script, and I was like, he was so down to like get really evil with this character, and I just felt so blessed to be able to like go on this journey with him.
that's awesome. And also Georgia, the kind of young odd girl in this, how'd you find her, and how did you kind of like prep her to play this very interesting kind of complicated role that she ended up playing?
So we did auditions with teenagers all across Canada, and that's how we met Georgia, and also how we met Madison, who plays Samantha. And honestly, Georgia really got the character very easily. She really related to the character, and I saw that in the audition how much of it was instinctive. So for me, it was easy. I was like, if this is already so instinctive in your audition, then it's just going to grow from there.
So much of the movie hinges on that relationship between Clara and Samantha. So we really lucked out getting two wonderful actresses who came in relatively late. It wasn't like we had months and months to do auditions, but they shined immediately, and they understood these characters really deeply.
We actually were doing auditions. I mean, it's an indie film, right? So we were doing auditions like a month before we started shooting. So maybe 3 weeks before is when we like cemented them. They were, they were finalized to be in the film. And so it all moved very quickly. And then Madison, I felt like she was so vulnerable in her audition, and that was a vulnerability that was really essential for Samantha, and that also was just going to grow as we were going to work together.
And honestly, everyone in the cast really, really, really brought it. We loved Olivia in Fear Street, so we were really excited to work with her and show a different side of her, just like we're showing a different side of Mena. Chloë was the star of Jenn's first feature, The Ranger. So it was a reunion in a really fun way, and that character kind of always was built with her in mind. And then Laurent and Derek, thank you, Laurent and Derek, who play our other two gang members. They're just stellar. Like those are roles that could have faded away in the wrong hands, but they really, every moment they're on screen is meaningful.
And Gus, who plays Jimmy, was incredible to work with. He, speaking of Disney princes, reminded me of like a Prince Charming kind of character. So I'd been a fan of his from American Horror Story, and it was really exciting to get to work with him on it too.
Awesome. Yeah, no, the cast was fantastic. I really enjoyed like all their performances. They were all very different, but like you said, they kind of each brought something to the screen that made you kind of like pay attention when they were on there. I know we have limited time. I'm going to switch to what I call the lightning round. They're just very lightweight questions about the film. I want to see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. You can feel free to pass on any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable. First question, did either of you go to private school?
No.
Okay, public school. Yay. Have either of you made a pie from scratch?
Yes, apple and pumpkin. We did a pumpkin pie. The pumpkin pie, we might have had a store-bought crust, but I did make an apple pie from scratch.
There you go. And so you understand the joy of making a pie. Do you either of you have, I'll categorize it as forbidden books?
I've always been interested in forbidden books. Like, I don't know if I've really found any that quite capture the magic that's in movies when they find a forbidden book that unlocks a whatever. But I'm always on the lookout for them.
We were at somebody's lake house once, and we found a weird occult book in the basement. It was like a 70s paperback, but it was very creepy, and we just stayed away. We're like, you know what? On this trip, we don't need that. Thank you.
Yeah, no, that is the right answer always. When you find some sort of forbidden knowledge, you put it away and then hopefully leave very quickly. So awesome. And the last question is, what is your traditional Christmas dinner or holiday dinner, whatever holiday you celebrate?
I think we do a lot of turkey.
Chinese food.
Chinese food, yes.
Christmas Chinese takeout, mostly.
And pumpkin pie is my favorite pie.
So
Yeah.
Turkey, Chinese food, and pumpkin pie. Sounds like a wonderful, wonderful evening.
Yes. These cookies, the sugar cookies.
Sugar cookies too. That is the perfect Christmas treat. So you can prep all of those treats, find your forbidden book, and check out The Sacrifice Game coming to Shudder on December 8th, 2023. This is Jenn Wexler and Sean Redlitz. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks, David.
Thank you.
That was Jenn Wexler and Sean Redlitz of The Sacrifice Game, which is coming to Shudder on December 8th, 2023. It is a Christmas-themed horror movie that has a little bit more horror than holiday spirit, but at least it has both of them. If you like this interview, please like and subscribe to this channel. It helps me out a lot. Make sure all my new content goes straight to you. Thank you.